Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, man, let's talk about this situation going down in Atlanta with 2 Chainz and his nightclub. Now, for those of you who don't know, 2 Chainz is a rapper from Atlanta. You know, he used to go by the moniker I can't say anymore, but dude has really been on his grind, really blew up his 2 Chainz, and is just one of those Atlanta rappers that have become a staple in hip hop. Now, dude has a lot of business ventures throughout the Atlanta area, and some of them you're going to be interested in when we get to talking about it in this story. Now, before I get to all that, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Now, 2 Chainz has done really well in the hip-hop game. He's done an amazing job of having a successful career, still staying relevant the older he gets, and man, just being a pioneer in Atlanta hip hop from beginning to end. Like, dude has been there as a part of Atlanta hip hop for a very long time. He got into the game with Ludacris, man. And him and Ludacris, they parted ways, and he went out and got his own solo deal, and he ended up doing real well by himself. Now, as any smart man would do, 2 Chainz said, I'm going to take this money and invest it. So throughout Atlanta, 2 Chainz has a lot of different properties. He's got a restaurant that's fairly famous. And he's got a nightclub that's fairly famous as well. It's called Members Only, and it looks like it's right in Midtown Atlanta. So that is prime real estate for anybody who knows anything about Atlanta. Like, that is the area you're trying to get the customers, the money that you want right there. And 2 Chainz has 2 establishments around that same area. Now, 2 Chainz was in the news a little bit before because of some ruckus that happened at his restaurant. But this time, it's a situation involving his nightclub called Members Only. Now, the nightclub Members Only is basically a who's who of Atlanta. They're very strict on who gets into this establishment, and that's something that a lot of Atlanta residents have gotten used to. You know, a lot of places are becoming more and more exclusive and bougie, and you know, it's a changing of the guard. Now, I remember back in the day in Atlanta, anytime you went out to any club, just as long as you had money or you knew somebody at the door, it was all good. You were in there, the ladies were in there, it was on and popping. And man, Atlanta hasn't changed a lot in that way, but a lot of different types of establishments have opened and created a cultural environment that's very friendly to hip hop and also expands on the broadness of who could be in the establishment. Now, this night at Members Only, it looks like there was a status quo or something that was going on at the front door that led to a crazy altercation. Now, what I mean by altercation is there was actually a shooting. So 2 Chainz employees were minding the door, and somebody was in a dispute with one of the employees about trying to get into the club and how much it would cost for admission. Now, this is crazy, man. Imagine going to a club, and they're like, hey, man, this is a very exclusive club. You know, only the top of the top can be in here. You know, so, man, you got to pay this. Now, if you get all that for paying admission, and you know admission probably was only like, I don't know, it couldn't have been no more than $20, $50, $100. Come on, man. If they're selling it like that, and that's what the club is about, what is the argument? But this person didn't feel that way. Now, this person allegedly pulled out a weapon and shot one of the workers at 2 Chainz Club in the chest. Now, the worker who was shot in the chest was later taken to Grady Hospital and pronounced dead. So somebody lost their life because somebody else didn't want to pay the admission fee to get in, or maybe it was something deeper than that. You never know. But this brings on a bigger question, man. If you're a hip hop artist, opening up a club, opening up a restaurant, those seem like easy go-tos. But anytime there's a scene or a situation like this, man, it seems like it always falls down on the rapper. If you look at the website for the nightclub, man, 2 Chainz does a real good job of marketing this place. And he markets it as Atlanta's exclusive VIP lounge for the city's socialites and elite professionals. That sounds like the crowd that you want at your club. But you are 2 Chainz. So you never know what's going to happen, man. Sometimes you're going to get the crowd that you don't want at your club, and that could lead to shooting situations and things of that nature. Now, 2 Chainz was nowhere in sight when this shooting took place. Now, there's no story about anything having to do with 2 Chainz. This was just simply a shooting based on the fact that there was an argument about who wanted to get in the club and how much it would cost. Now, it's crazy that in COVID-19, we all supposed to be quarantined. I know Atlanta doesn't care, and they wide open, man. They still going to the clubs. They still going to the bars. They still partying and stuff. I know they doing their thing, man. But you would think, man, in a time like this, it just wouldn't be as worth it to you, man. Getting into a club that might be the night that you walk in there and somebody walks in there with something, you know what I mean? And then you leave and you didn't cut it. But, man, that is crazy to think that you would say, forget this, man. Forget my future life. Forget everything around me, man. I need to get in this club, but for this price, or I don't agree with what they trying to make me charge, so I'm going to take somebody's life, man. That's a cold pill to swallow, to be honest with you, man. I can't even understand it. Now, for 2 Chainz, man, I know this has gotta hurt, man, because he's been in the news lately because of his restaurant as well. Now, 2 Chainz has a chain of restaurants called Escobar's. There's 2 of them in Atlanta, and they basically serve, kind of like a Latin meal, and they have drinks and whatnot, and it seems like a good idea, and the place looks really nice if you look at the pictures and stuff, but he was recently sued by the Escobar family, like the original Pablo Escobar family, and they were basically mad at the fact that he was using the Escobar name. Now, Pablo Escobar's family, they have a company established called Escobar Inc., and they were suing 2 Chainz for $10 million. Now, I'm not saying these 2 situations are connected, and I know that's a famous name attached to some really crazy accusations and things in the past. I'm trying to tread lightly here. I don't want anything bad happening to me on this one. You know what I'm saying? But, man, it seems like a rash of occurrences have come across, man, for 2 Chainz in the restaurant industry ever since this COVID thing started. Now, this lawsuit dropped back in like June of this year, and this dispute at the front of his club, members only, man, probably doesn't have anything to do with it. It's probably completely unrelated or whatnot, but it just seems like a rash of things that would make you think that, man, maybe rappers need to start investing their money in other things. I know a nightclub is mad money because if it's successful, it's all cash and it comes quick, and it's just like being in the rap game or other games, right? But, man, the headaches, and then if it's not successful, are just not worth it, man. And you'll see, man, with this situation as it plays out, I'm betting 2 Chainz is going to start to change some things up. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And please hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this content. And we out of here. Peace.